Hello, so friends, you are welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be teaching you how to draft the Queen Anne neckline and also how to contour the under bust and how to contour the over bust neckline. In front of me here is the basic bodice block pattern. I already have a tutorial of this on my YouTube channel. I'll leave the link in the description box so you can watch that video before coming back to this one in case you don't know how to draft the basic bodice block pattern. So the only difference I have on this pattern is my shoulder to my under bust line. Okay, so what I have here is my shoulder to bust point, shoulder to under bust, and shoulder to waist. Okay, so for my dart intake, I use 1.5 inches for the dart intake, which is 0.75 on both sides of the nipple point line. So the next thing I'm going to do is to tighten this under bust. So how do you tighten the under bust? It's quite simple. You divide your under bust circumference. Okay, mine is 39 inches, and when I divide that by 4, I will have 9.75. So I'm going to take my tape. So this is a start line. This is the start line. I'm going to place my tape like so from the start line. So I'll place like so, and I'll take it all the way. And I'm going to mark the 9.75. So once I'm done marking that 9.75, I'm going to check what I have left. What I have left from here to here. So I'll place my tape. I have 1.5 inches left. So the 1.5 inches that I have left, I'm going to divide it on both sides of this dart leg, starting from this point and this other point here. So I'm going to give more volume to the side seam and less volume to this center front. Okay, so which means that I have 1.5 inches, which means that I'm going to put half an inch on this side like so. I'll mark the half an inch, and the remaining 1 inch I'm going to put it on this other side like so. So now I'm going to connect to meet the under bust, to meet the waistline. I'll connect from the under bust like so to meet the dart leg on the waistline like so. Then on this other side, I'm going to connect from there to meet the dart leg. Okay, but if you notice that your dart leg, if you once you place your ruler and you notice that it's too curvy, you can come out from this dart leg by half of an inch or quarter of an inch. Okay, so I'll be doing half of an inch. So don't forget that half of an inch. After you connect, don't forget to replace it back on the sides of the waistline. So I'm going to replace the half an inch back on the waistline like so. And I'm going to connect it back to meet the bust point, back to the armhole line like so. Please don't forget. If you forget, your waistline is going to be too tight. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to shaping from this under bust line to meet the nipple point line like so. You can see what we have, and I'll do the same thing on this other side. So you can see what we have there. So in order to contour our over bust line, I'm going to first of all mark from connect. I'll divide this shoulder into two. Whatever I have on this shoulder line like so, I'm going to divide this into two. I'll mark that down and I'll connect to meet the nipple point line. So now the next thing that we are going to do is to determine where to tighten on the upper part. Because if you tighten only this part, the upper part will not give you the nice shape that your bustier is supposed to have. So in order to tighten the upper part, we can't just take our tape and tighten anywhere. Okay, in order to get the accurate place to tighten on the over bust, in order to know your actual over bust line, you are going to measure from your bust point line to your under bust line. So in my case, I have 4.5 inches. So I'm going to go up from this bust point line upward like so, and I'll mark the 4.5 inches. So in this case, I'm going to be using my pencil to mark this out, 4.5 inches like so. The reason why I'm using my pencil is because this is not the actual line I'll be working with at the end of the day. I'm still going to alter it. Okay, I hope you can see this line that I have here. It's a bit faint, but you can still get what I'm trying to explain. So now this is the right line to tighten. This is the accurate part to tighten. So because I'm working on a plus size client, I'm going to tighten 1 inch on both sides. Okay, if you are not a plus size, you can tighten 0.75 on both sides. Okay, 0.75 on both sides. So this over bust line that I have here is for people that want their cleavage to show. Okay, you just go down on this line like so and connect. But in this case, I don't want the cleavage of my client to show, so I'm going to be ignoring this line. Okay, so that's the reason why I marked it initially with pencil. Okay, so you can clean the line or you can leave it like that. So because I don't want my cleavage to show, I'll be coming down from the shoulder point by 5 inches, like so. 5 inches. 5 inches. So you can connect this 5 inches straight like so. Let me highlight it so let me just use my pencil. So I'll be coming by 5 inches. So on this 5 inches line, I will be tightening the over bust by 1 inch on both sides, like so. And I'll connect to meet the nipple point line. So you can see what I have here. So the next thing that I'm going to do, I'll also connect it back to the shoulder like so. So this is to remove gap at this shoulder part. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm done contouring. We know we removed the 1 inch on both sides of this dart leg. So we are going to put half of the, making 2 inches. So we are going to put half of the 2 inches on this our armhole contour that we have here. So meaning that I'm going to be replacing only 1 inch on this side. So I'm going to put the 1 inch back like so. And I'm going to redraw my armhole. And I'll connect back like so to meet the shoulder slant. So once we are done doing that, we are now going to take the shape of the sweetheart in the front part. So for this front part, on this my over bust line, I'm just going to come down by half of an inch. You can maintain the over bust line since your client does not want their bust to show. But in this case, I will be coming down by half of an inch on the over bust line, okay, which means the total I have here is 7.5 from the shoulder. So I'm going to connect like so. You can see what we have. And I'll also connect to meet the new armhole line. This part you can leave it straight or you can also shape it out. So another thing you want to make sure that you have at least 2 inches or 2.5 inches. Okay. So on this part now, I'm going to connect this neckline to meet this point. Okay, to meet this point, like so. You can see what I have. I hope these lines are not too confusing. So on this part, I'm just going to leave it straight. Okay, I'm just going to leave it straight. If you want it curvy, you can curve it, but I will leave it straight. So we are done with our Queen Anne neckline. So the next thing I'm going to do, all this part is going out. All this shaded part is going out. It's not part of our pattern. They are going out. I'm shading so that you will know the right place to cut out, so that the lines will not confuse you. So you can see what we have there. So our front and our back is not the same. So I'm going to be removing 2 inches on this part. This is the difference between my client's front and back. I will connect it to meet the nipple point line like so. And we are done with our pattern. Before I cut out my pattern, one thing I like to do is to measure this curve on this bust part on both sides to see if it will give me the same length. Otherwise, if I cut out without checking, the one side will be longer than the other side. So in this case, I'm going to measure like so. I have 14.25 on this side. So from this upper part now, I'm going to measure what I have here again. Okay, on this side, I have 14.5. So in order for me not to have shortage, I'm going to come to this part and I'll go up by the 1/4 that is short. Okay, go up by 1/4 like so, and I will connect it back to meet this neckline. You can see what I have here. So now I'm going to cut this out. Please take note, this is not part of my measurement. This is just a border line. It's not part of my measurement. So I'm going to cut out the border line. So you can see what we have. This is my yoke. We don't need this neckline. This is the one we are working with. This one is what we are working with. So we don't need all this part. This is the chest part. It's going to be open. So we are going to cut it like so. My neck width is 3 inches. So this our yoke, we are going to tape it back. We are going to tape the yoke. If you can see, you will notice that my yoke has 1/4 inch shortage on this side because we went up by 1/4 inch when we were cutting the center front. So you can take your paper and fill that point back. So I'm going to fill the 1/4 inch back. Once I fill it up, 1/4 inch, like so, I will connect it. So I will cut this out. So if you notice, you will notice that this yoke part, this upper part, is giving a sharp point on this part, on this upper part. And we don't need any sharp point. We don't want our shoulder is not sharp like this. So what we are going to do, we are going to take our ruler and connect it like so. This will eliminate the pointy edge. So you can label Y-O-K-E, yoke. Okay, I will put front yoke. So on this, our side front, we are done with the center front and the yoke. This is my center front, CF. I'm just going to put this aside. Then on this, my SF, side front, we are going to work on this side front. So because this has a yoke, if you leave this like this, it's going to have a little excess on the armhole part. So I'm just going to come down by 1/4 inch, like so, to remove excess bulge on the armhole. I know maybe you can see some of your outfits that has excess bulge on the armhole. This is the reason why your armhole has excess bulge. So just come down. This will not affect the armhole in any way. So I'm going to be cutting that out. So before I cut out my pattern, I'm going to close this dart on the bust point line. So when you close your bust dart, you will notice two things on this bust point line. Okay, you will notice two things when you close the bust dart. And the two things are, one, the nipple point will be too pointy and the side seam will not align. So we are going to take care of that. We are going to connect the armhole back to the armhole. We are going to connect the shape back to the armhole so we can have a nice straight line. So don't forget to tape this down so it does not move. This is very, very important. Tape down. so that it does not move. So I'm going to use my tape to tape this down. So now, because we have a pointy edge here and we don't need it, we are just going to blend. Okay, just trace your curve like so and blend it. This will not affect anything. Blend it. We don't need any unnecessary curve. So we are cutting from this line like so. Don't forget the 1/4 inch you came down with. So you cut out that 1/4 inch. This will remove unnecessary gaping at the armhole part. So you can see our yoke. You can see what we have. You can see this is matching perfectly. So this is our front. Let's move over to drafting our back pattern. So this is my back pattern. I already have a tutorial of this back pattern on my channel. So of my complete basic bodice is on my channel. So on this back pattern, I'll be doing a few changes. So I'll be going in on this center back line. This pattern does not have any zipper or any side seam or any seam allowances. So I'll be going in on this waistline by 0.75 and I'll connect it like so. This is to remove unnecessary bulge, unnecessary zipper bulge at the back of my pattern. Okay, so after doing this, I'm going to replace the 0.75 that I removed from here. I'm going to replace it back here. Okay, on the side seam. If you don't replace it, your pattern is going to be short. You will have shortage. Okay, then this part too, you can measure what you have there. Mine is 1/2 inch. You can replace the 1/2 inch back on this side. But when I was drafting this, I already added 1/2 inch extra because I know that I'm going to have shortage. I already added 1/2 inch extra on this side. So there's no point for me to add the 1/2 inch back because it's already included in the pattern. So I'm just going to connect to meet the armhole line like so. So you can see what we have there. So whatever you want to do with your back pattern is totally up to you. If you want to have a Queen Anne neckline on the back pattern, you can also do that, but I think I'm going to be leaving my back pattern just like so. So another thing we can do to further eliminate zipper bulge is to come up from this slant that we have here, go up by 1/2 inch or 0.75. Okay, I'll be doing 0.75 like so. This is to eliminate zipper bulge. Okay, because most times if you just do this alone, you are still going to have zipper bulge at the end of the day. So you need to do this as well. So I'm going to connect from here now to meet the side seam line. So this is going out, is not part of our pattern. This is going out, this is going out. You can see what we have. They are going out. Another thing I like to do to be sure that I will not have excess, from this slant mark that I have here, I'm going to measure all the way to the end like so. From here like so, I'll measure till I get to the end. So what I have in total here is 1/2 inch. Okay, so sometimes because of this one we came up with. We came up here by 0.75. You can do 0.5, you can do 0.75. It depends on what you want. Okay. So but I came up by 0.75. So from this 0.75, I'm going to take that 11 inches. I'll place it like so. The reason why I'm doing this is so that I will have my accurate 11 inches there, no excess. So what I have is I have accurate 11 inches. So you need to check yours in case you have excess so that you can cut out the excess. So now I'm going to cut this out like so. So these are all my pattern pieces. This is for the back and this is my front piece. My intention was to make the dress with you guys, but unfortunately I couldn't video the process of the sewing because I was in a hurry to deliver the dress. I'm so sorry guys, but trust me, this pattern works perfectly. You can see the dress I made using the pattern. I paired this with a 6 pieces skirt and a puff sleeve. So in my puff sleeve, I added collar gum and boning to make it stand firm permanently. So you can see this is looking beautiful, and my client really loved her dress. If you try out this pattern, kindly send me a picture of your outfit on our Instagram page at Fanimat's Fashion Academy, or you can send the picture to the number showing on the screen. Okay, you can see the review that my client dropped. She said her blouse is perfect on her. So thank you so much guys for watching. Please like, share and follow for more. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you've not done so. I'll see you in my next one. I love you. Ciao. Mwah.